Not Don's favorite uniform, but it's.
No, I've already offered up, and this will be news to my wife, but I've already offered up a little bit of a donation if we can get those switched out. And even more if we can get them switched out at halftime.
And the reason Don says that, if you haven't been to a Chiefs game lately, it's very hard to read the numbers. It's almost like you have to know the body style or the body frame of each player. Indian Lake getting ready to come out of their locker room. They're in all white uniforms. Bellefontaine takes the field. Indian Lake will come out onto the field shortly. A new coaching staff for Bellefontaine too. You know, a new old one with Jason Brown. I know we talked about that over the winter, and I know that you think a lot of Coach Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a new head coach, but it's not a new system. I think Coach Brown, you know, obviously he was the defensive coordinator last year, so he's going to run the same defense he's been running. And I think offensively they kept a lot of things the same. They do have a lot of new coaches out this year. And, you know, I think that there's going to be some interesting changes, maybe a little bit of a different approach to some of the play calling. But, you know, if there's one thing that you've seen from Coach Brown when he was the head coach in the early 2000s, and just knowing him, he likes to work the ball straight ahead. So I think we're going to see a lot of straight ahead type running game and working the pass off the run.
Last year in this game, Don, Elijah Slagle got off to a really strong start. He played in a scrimmage last week against Anna, but I would say if you're going to stop Indian Lake, you really look at about three guys that I think it starts with. Caleb Worcester, the new quarterback, who's been impressive in the fall camp. Lane Mefford, Elijah Slagle, and Luke Jackson, who's kind of a jack of all trades. On the Bellefontaine side, who will be the playmakers?
Well, just real quick on Indian Lake, I saw there two deep, and he had Elijah Slagle as the number 2 running back, and I was thinking, who's number 1? You know, I mean, because that kid tore up Bellefontaine last year. So, you know, I think on Bellefontaine's side, you know, I think a lot of it starts with, you know, Ethan Moore at quarterback, a new quarterback, but he's a senior. He's been around. He's a great football player, real strong defensively last year for the Chiefs. You know, and I think that Ty Leeper gets a shot at running back. You know, he played a little bit of that wingback position for the Chiefs last year and has that breakaway speed that we've talked about. But, you know, like we talked about last year, Bill, you know, successful high school teams are the ones where you got at least 3 guys you got to prep for. And sometimes if you get two-dimensional or you don't get enough guys featured, it's a little bit easier to play defense against. So we'll see what Coach Brown looks like this year from the offensive standpoint.
Bellefontaine will kick it away. Ryan Johnson, who's got a big leg, tees it up. Kickoff brought to you by Solomon's Garage in West Liberty, and the 2020 season is underway. Good kick. It's deep, and it will get about 3 yards deep. That's a dead ball, and we talk about it every year. That's a major weapon. That means Indian Lake will start at the 20-yard line.
Wow. Where'd that come from?
And really no breeze, so that shows the strength of the leg.
Yeah, and it's thick out here. I mean, the air's thick, so that's a bomb right there.
Indian Lake huddles up. Caleb Worcester, a new starting quarterback for the last 6 seasons. It's been the Jacobs brothers at quarterback, Alex and Clay. Worcester in shotgun. Puts Hurley in motion. Worcester wants to pass, has time, throws downfield, and the ball caught just outside of the right hash, and it's a first down for the Lakers, a gain of 14 yards. Easy pitch and catch. Receiver had to go down to his knees, so he's dead right away as far as the forward movement, but well done. Good protection, good pass, good catch.
Yeah, Coach Brown opens up with his corners right up in the face of the wide receivers, and just a real quick slant route there, beat the corner off the line.
Indian Lake quickly comes set, no score. We're just underway in the first quarter. And here comes an inside run. Not much there. Good pursuit by the Chiefs. Indian Lake ran to their left, got maybe a yard. Like it was Luke Jackson, who again does a little bit of everything. 2nd and 9. We're just underway on a muggy Friday night. Next week, Don and I head to Springfield. See the Springfield Shawnee Braves. All the games after this week will be in your league standings.
Yeah, it's going to be different with all the COVID rules, Bill. I don't know if we're allowed in press boxes, in stadiums. It all depends.
Mefford goes in motion. Worcester wants to pass. Throws out in the right flat, caught by his receiver, who slips a couple of tackles. Gain of about 6 to the Bellefontaine 42. Mefford out in the right flat. He is one of Indian Lake's best players. He's a very good defender, good offensive player. 3rd and 2. This is a big down early in this game, Don.
That was a nice little route, actually. They ran the cornerback and the safety off and slipped the running back out underneath. I think Indian Lake, I mean, it's only 3 plays in, but they look much more comfortable throwing the ball than they do running it. And now it's pouring, so.
Yeah, the rain just really coming down. And now a run to the outside by the quarterback who's got a blocker in front. He gets the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds to the 43. Well done that time by Worcester. He ran the play fake inside to his running back and found a big seam all the way down to the Chieftain 43-yard line, gained him about 9 yards and a first down.
Yeah, that was all it all came off the play fake, which was well executed.
And the rain, we saw this earlier today, it comes and goes. Right now it's here. And the umbrellas are out. No score, 10:20 to go in the first quarter. Worcester with a wing to the left, a running back to the right. And he'll act like he's going to pass and take off and run and lose a couple of yards. That's one of our Dairy Queen Blizzard Blitz sacks of the game. Brought to you by Dairy Queen on East Sandusky and Bellefontaine. The timing looked a little bit off on that play. And good pursuit by the Bellefontaine D.
Yeah, that was real close to actually a horse collar. They've changed that rule a little bit this year, Bill, that the nameplate is considered part of the horse collar and not just the inside the jersey. So that was close. I'll tell you what, we got fans everywhere here, though, Bill. They're on top of the press box in the baseball field. They're up on the hill. We got people on the back of their pickup trucks. It's just like we're playing this bad boy on a field somewhere in a pasture.
Worcester was the pass, throws out in the flat, caught by his running back. We've got about 5, gang tackle. Mefford makes the catch. So 3rd and 7 coming up, and I think Don's right. Indian Lake looks a little bit more proficient with the passing game. And they're also electing to go to that passing game more than I thought they would early on.
Well, and the one thing, too, that it seems that they're going to try to take advantage of Bellefontaine being a little aggressive. They're running a lot of slip routes where they're just slipping guys out of the backfield late or out of that slot late.
And Worcester pivots to his right. Wants the pass, looking, throws downfield. Has a receiver open. Catch made. Tackle made quickly to Mefford, but they keep running a rollout to the right, and it's just been money in the bank from Worcester to Mefford. First down all the way down to the Chieftain 25, a gain of about 15.
Yeah, they definitely they see something they like with that running back coming out of the backfield. Was that Mefford?
Yeah. Senior. And the rain really is coming down right now. No score. 8:41 to go in the first quarter. Worcester with a deep drop. Has some pressure, throws. His receiver makes the catch, though, and a first down to about the 14. Tackled immediately, but it's easy pitch and catch. The receivers are getting separation from the defenders.
That's part of it. We got a timeout, though, for the Chiefs here, and Coach Brown's going to try to slow this tempo down a little bit.
We'll take a timeout as well. 8:33 to go in the opening quarter. Indian Lake on the march all the way from their 20 down to the Bellefontaine 14. It's scoreless on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard. More after this. Back at AccuSports Stadium, Bellefontaine using their first timeout. 8:33 to go in the opening quarter. I'm Bill Tipple with Don Hensley, and Indian Lake has been impressive. They had to start at their 20 after Ryan Johnson kicked it into the end zone. So the Lakers had poor field position, but it does not matter.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about chasing that ball down when you're overthrown if you're never overthrown.
That's true.
Indian Lake looks really efficient offensively. Bellefontaine's now backing off the receivers a little bit.
And Worcester this time hemmed in and brought down aggressively. That time he faked the running back in motion And Worcester paid the price. I'll tell you what, though, still very early in this game. We're only about 4 minutes in. But for Worcester being a first-year starter, I'm impressed.
Yeah, he looks good. You know, I mean, he's not the Jacobs brothers, but he sure looks like him out there.
Not sure he's as fast. We just haven't seen yet, but the Jacobs brothers could really, really run. Worcester wants to roll right. Has time. Has a blitz coming into his face. Throws. And the ball deflected away right at the last minute by the Chiefs on the far sideline. Better defense. They just were stickier defensively.
That's the first incompletion for Worcester, and a really good job back there by Bellefontain's defensive back. I can't tell who that is, but nice job breaking on the football.
And Worcester had pressure that time, too, on a blitz.
Right. Well, I think you got to try to get him off his timing because the first five throws, he looked pretty comfortable back there.
Well, 3rd and about 13 at the Bellefontaine 17. No score. 7:53 to go in the opening quarter. And it is a downpour.
I'm really glad they didn't put us outside, Bill.
And now it's a different quarterback. Jackson pitches it to Slagle. Slagle breaking tackles, takes it inside the 10 to the 9. A different look. Luke Jackson, who can play so many positions, that time got behind center.
Well, and he gave the ball to Slagle. And he does what he does. He ran over a couple guys and threw a couple tackles.
Got 8. It brings up 4th and about 5. And they have a pretty good kicker. Derek Klein is a steady kicker. Would you think field goal or do you go?
Well, I think you're inside the 10. You got to go. If you get positive yardage on this play.
4th and 5. And Worcester wants to run option. Gets it to Slagle, who's got some resistance. Stood up, and he's short. They ran option to the wide side. Bellefontaine closed it down. Really no gain, and Bellefontaine takes over on downs.
Well, I don't like the play call, Bill, because Slagle's one of those guys that needs to run north and south. You get your big running back like that going east and west, it's a lot easier to defend.
That's a big stop because 4 plays ago it looked like Bellefontaine had no answer.
Well, they kind of got him off the down and distance a little bit with that first down negative yardage.
Chiefs
between my glasses, the window, the rain, I can't hardly see anything, Bill. I'm just going to go off of you.
First and 10 for the Chiefs at their own 9. 7:04 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Moore in shotgun with a 2-back set. And he'll give it to the second man through, who slipped. Not much there. Area of the field where you probably don't want to throw it too much.
No, I don't think you're going to put the ball up in the air here. Was that, could you tell who that was, Bill?
I think it was Chris Fogan.
Was it Fogan?
Chiefs coming out in a 2-back set. They do have the 5 new offensive linemen.
Well, and in Chris Fogan, we got a freshman, highly touted running back that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, he can scoot. He can really go. Moore in shotgun again. Indian Lake moving defensively. And Moore gives it to his running back, who squirts forward, and good run. He got about 5.5. Fogan again, the ball carrier, Don.
Well, he's only run the ball twice, Bill, and there's one thing that sticks out right away, and that's vision. He's got incredible vision and the ability to cut back, which in high school, that's money right there.
You're right. He's got the vision from what I've seen early on, and he can move.
I think he scored Bellefontain's only touchdown last week in their scrimmage with North Union.
Bellefontaine trying to get set offensively. Play clock is at 10. They're late getting set. Clock down to 7, 5, 3. Moore is ready. Gets the snap, gives it off to his running back, who's hitting the hole, and not much there. Maybe a gain of a yard, but it will bring up 4th and 3. And Bellefontaine brings out their punt team.
Yeah, I think that the field position obviously wasn't conducive to doing much offensively, trying to run it straight ahead. It looks like from here, it looks like they're opening up with, in the typical shotgun, but with Fogan and Leaper kind of, splitting the quarterback. So 2-back set.
Moore standing at his own 5, no score. 5:02 to go in the opening quarter. Chiefs go 3 and out. It's a decent snap. A wobbler on the near side, and it goes out of bounds over by the Bellefontaine bench. And a flag thrown. I don't know what the flag was all about. And not a very good spot for Indian Lake. That ball went out of bounds on the near side. I'd say around the Bellefontaine 40, 42, but it looks like
I'm going to say a sideline warning maybe. Sideline warning maybe, Bill?
Could be.
Hey, Bill, it's like a fine wine. Yeah. Bellefontaine always gets one sideline warning a game. We lead the league in them.
Usually in the first quarter.
Usually in the first drive.
So Indian Lake will start at the Bellefontaine 49. Not a very good spot. We could maybe see better than the officials high above the field here. And Worcester gives it to Slagle. Hit and brought down. Loss of a couple. Boy, what pursuit. Not sure what defender that was, but you talk about getting penetration.
That was Hunter Warner, number 70 from his defensive tackle position.
Wow.
That's just beating your man right there. Because Slagle's not an easy guy to bring down when you're one-on-one. And the reason that was a little bit easier is that right at the point of the mesh point of the handoff.
Slagle in at running back off to the right. Worcester puts Mefford in motion. Worcester rolls right. Has pressure coming, throws. And
picked.
Was it caught? Yes.
Oh, it's caught.
What a catch by Hurley at the Bellefontaine 43. Gain of about 9 yards. Went right down to his belly to make the catch.
Yeah, it was an incredible catch. I thought it was actually intercepted the way the Bellefontaine guy cut the route.
He did. It was close. 3rd and 5 for Indian Lake coming up at the Bellefontaine 44. 3:40 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Indian Lake has controlled the play, though. Bellefontaine has only run 3 offensive plays. Hurley in motion. Worcester wants to pass. Has plenty of time. Throws over the middle of the field. The ball just a little too high for Luke Jackson, who slipped down the seam, and it's incomplete. That's a big incompletion. Boy, he was wide open, too, Don.
Yeah, that was 6. I tell you what, Bellefontaine's really struggling right now covering the backs out of the backfield. There's a lot of running backs running free down the middle of the field.
And we've been impressed with Worcester, but if that ball's maybe about 2 feet less, that may be a touchdown.
He's going to empty it here, Bill, but I think he's punting out of this.
Could be.
A little deeper than usual.
Mefford is the punter, or rather, Worcester is the punter. He drops about 8 yards back now, and he will punt it away. Chiefs watch it hit around the 19 and roll out on the far side around the 8. So a field position game. Well done that time by the quarterback and the punter, Caleb Worcester. And Bellefontaine will start at their own 9-yard line. So they have no field position. Again, no score in this contest. 3:25 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, you like to start somewhere outside of your 10-yard line, but that was a big stop right there for Bellefontaine to at least not let them get deeper than what they did. So I think we just need to try to string some plays together here. And I think, Coach Brown tried to run the first 3 up the middle. Most coaches here are going to try something wide on probably this first play just to test it out to see if they can get outside the tackles a little bit against the Lake.
Indian Lake at a 4-man front. And they'll fake the run, pass out the flat, caught by the receiver who's cut down around the 16. Well done that time as far as the timing. Tucker Newland, who's a good pass receiver. Just got some wiggle. I think he's got a knack with the ball in his hands to make a quick move left or right.
I think Tucker Newland's one of those guys that's just a football player. I don't care where you line him up at. He's about 160 pounds, and he played linebacker last year. So, yeah. This kid, he's all football.
You're right. 2nd and 3, no score, 2:45 to go in the opening quarter between Bellefontaine and Indian Lake. It's a 2-back set for the Chiefs. They'll give it to Leeper. Leeper bulldozes his way
good
for
push.
A first down. Good push by
Real
the
good
line,
push.
And a good finish by Leeper. First down for the Chiefs. Their first down of the 2020 season.
That's what it's going to be interesting, Bill, to see who that hammer is for the Chiefs. For the last several years, they've had a big, strong running back that could pick up those tough yards between the tackles, and both of these guys are more of your traditional halfback, scat back type running back. So it'll be interesting to see who the one that gets the ball when they need to lower the shoulder pads a little bit.
1st and 10 for Bellefontaine at their own 20. 2:20 to go in the opening quarter, no score. Moore in shotgun as a receiver that goes in motion. And they'll give it off to that receiver trying to get a block, and not much there. Good tackle by Luke Jackson, who came up and filled it from his safety spot. Maybe a gain of a yard. Comstock got it on a sweep, a jet sweep from that receiver slot position. Looked good right away, but Jackson closed it down.
Yeah, I think that's a. If you're running the spread offense, you've got the jet sweep in your playbook.
Moore wants to pass. Has pressure coming. Gets away from that pressure. Now he's looking to run. Has pressure coming from the backside. Throws. Caught by his receiver on the far side. First down. Ethan Moore kept the play alive. Rolled to his left, and a gain of about 13. It's a first down to the Bellefontaine 34. Campbell makes the catch for the Chiefs.
I'll tell you what, Bill, that was good on all fronts. Good job by Moore to keep his shoulders turned so he could throw the football. And a really good job by Campbell keeping his route alive, coming back towards the quarterback. Well coached.
And Indian Lake had good pursuit coming from the backside. I thought they may have a chance for a sack, but Moore just had good awareness that time.
I think Moore's a good quarterback. I think we're going to see some big things this year.
1st and 10 for Bellefontaine at their own 34. No score. 1:25 to go in the opening quarter. And the Chiefs run a little reverse, trying to get a block on the perimeter, and they got about 3 yards and ran a long way towards us to the far side.
Needed one more block.
Jaden Campbell got about 3, 2nd and 7. Bellefontaine with a little bit of rhythm, though. That first possession, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, and I think that, the playbook's a little more open once you get outside your 20-yard line. You can throw the ball a little bit, get outside the tackles. I think you've seen a couple jet sweeps. That was actually a really well-designed play. You just needed one block from your wide receiver. This is where wide receivers, they got to understand in high school football, you got to be able to block. Right there's a case where he gets that block, and it's a 60-yard touchdown run.
And the official stops play. Dustin Franks will trot off the field.
Well, I didn't see anybody that was hurt, Bill. I thought we called an injury timeout. I thought it was you.
No, I'm fine.
All right, just making sure.
42 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
It's crazy times.
No score. Moore in shotgun as a receiver that goes in motion again. And it's a little bit of a scissors look. Fake the sweep and go inside with the handoff. Got it. And it was about a 4-yard gain for Ty Leeper. 3rd and 3. Bellefontaine, if they elect to, they do not have to run another play.
That counter action is, I think, going to be a staple to Coach Brown's offense for this simple reason: is you got inexperienced linemen. You want to create as much confusion up front as possible.
I think you're right, and that will be the end of the first quarter, as Bellefontaine will let the clock run out. And after 1 quarter on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School Football scoreboard, Bellefontaine nothing, Indian Lake nothing at AccuSports Stadium. More after this on 107.3 The Drive and beaconohio.com. Back at AccuSports Stadium as we move on to the second quarter. No score between Bellefontaine and Indian Lake. Couple of young teams. Couple of the first-year starters at quarterback. And, Don, what do you think of both of them?
Well, I'll be honest, Bill. I'm still trying to get used to the center carrying the football around with him.
Well, that is.
But, I'm still struggling with that after the end of the first quarter. But it's about what we expected, right? There's some good plays. There's some plays where things aren't quite executed right. They're still working through some things. Only 1 scrimmage.
3rd and 3 for the Chiefs. And now a pass out in the flat, caught. They have a couple of blocks, and good effort by the receiver, and they go forward for a first down to the 45 and a half. Can't
Nice little swing route to Jared Boffman.
Yeah, and he showed some physicalness.
Well, he comes by that part, honestly. I mean,
I get
it's
the
a whole
picture.
family of boys that would run their head through a wall.
But that's what was needed. I mean, if he doesn't hit the hole with some effort, he does not get the first down. First down Chiefs at their own 45, no score. 11:30 to go in the first half. And here again goes that counter play, and nothing there. Dustin Franks comes up from his defensive backfield position and blows it up. A loss of 4. That's one of our Dairy Queen Blizzard blitz sacks of the game, even though that's a running play. That was well done.
I know that Bellefontain's got coaches seeing the same thing, but I'll tell you what, some sort of play action is set up for the Chiefs because Indian Lake is committed to the run.
Yeah. You're right. No score, 11 minutes to go in the first half. By the way, if you're looking for football scores, always check out peekaboohio.com. It's a rolling scoreboard. It's updated all night long.
Question is, Bill, this year in the picks, will I finish above 500?
Oh, you will. I have a lot of confidence. More passes, caught by his receiver, and he's brought down right away. Franks and a couple of other Lakers close in. Yoder makes the catch, and he got stuck right away. Got 7 yards on just a little hitch here on the near side, and it sets up a 3rd and 8 for Bellefontaine.
It's kind of interesting, I mean, most coaches have things where they're setting stuff off of other plays, but Moore's got a big arm, and I can't imagine that we're not going to go too much longer before we see a little hitch and go or some sort of, because Bellefontaine has run a lot of those little out patterns right now. Somebody's going to turn one up here.
No score, 10 minutes to go in the first half. Moore in shotgun with the running back off to his left. Wants to pass, throws.
That's interference.
Caught for a first down. What a catch. Ethan Yoder catches it inside the 45 at the 44. First down by about a yard, and that was just good play on both sides. Sticky defense and just a little bit better offense.
Well, I'd say it's a little more than sticky defense. I think he got there a little bit early and was draped on him, and Yoder just showed some good strength staying with the football. One thing about Moore that you see right away is his ability to, in that 3-step drop to put his foot in the ground and put it out there on time.
You're right.
He's actually delivering some of these footballs before guys are coming out of their breaks.
That was a heck of a pass. And catch. Moore wants to pass again. Has time. Steps away from a defender. And then he swung down. Got past one defender, but then Reddick finished him off. No gain, 2nd and 10.
The bad thing, Bill, is that was the play. That was the double move right there. You saw him kind of give the pump and just had too much pressure in his face, but they ran it, and it was open.
2nd and 10. 8:55 to go in the second quarter. We are scoreless. And you can see video of this contest at peekaboohio.com/live. Chiefs put a man in motion. They'll give it to that running back who's trying to sweep to the near side. Slips through a couple of tackles and then shows some fancy footwork. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. It was Ty Leeper down to the 35, and it was about an 8-yard gain.
That was a little jump over the top of somebody there. I can't see the sideline, but I saw him go airborne. I couldn't tell if he was jumping out of bounds or in bounds.
No, he was still in bounds.
That's why you're the play-by-play guy, Bill.
He was in bounds. And now 3rd and 1. And the Chiefs get under center, it looks like.
Under center, I bet you it's some kind of a try to draw him off sides.
Moore taking his time, looking at a 4-man front. And he'll fake to give
Nice
to the fullback
call.
and then get a first down and then finish it off with some authority inside the 30 to the 28.
Love that call, Coach Brown. Whoever's calling the offense. Nothing's better than faking a fullback dive and the quarterback putting it on his hip.
That's exactly what they did.
It had just a touch of Bart Starr and Johnny U right there.
Now, at so many high school teams, matter of fact, most are in a spread pretty much all game, but do you like getting under center when it's short yardage?
I think the game should be played under center, Bill.
All right.
I'm not a big spread guy. I still think the wing tee is the toughest offense to stop in football.
Okay. Moore in shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 28 of Indian Lake. Looking, throwing, towards the far sideline.
Get up.
Into coverage, and it's broken up nicely that time by the Lakers. Well defensed. Moore threw into double coverage. Looked like it may have been Caleb Hurley defending. Good defense.
Right there is a perfect example of the new rule, Bill. The referee sent the wide receiver to get his own football. But nice throw by Moore there. He was double covered, but he put it only where his guy could get it. Nobody's going to pick it off. So
2nd and 10.
I like the call though on first down inside your own 30.
8:04 to go in the half. No score. 2nd and 10 for Bellefontaine at the Indian Lake 29. Man in motion. Moore will keep it. Moore's got a big opening inside the 20 down to about the 16. Fake to give to the running back in motion towards us, and a big hole for Moore to run through. His best run of the season.
Yep, Ethan Moore showing that he's got the arm and the legs to take care of the quarterback position for the Chieftains this year.
Actually, they will mark it at about the 18, but it's still a first down. 7:50 to go in the first half, and there's no score. Chiefs and Lakers had a good one so far. Moore rolls right, looking, throws out in the flat, caught by his receiver, who was gang tackled. That's a similar play that Indian Lake ran early in the game. Pass out in the right flat, gain of about 4, and it's a 2nd and 6 forthcoming.
Running Boffman on a little drag route there. Looked like they had that layer. They had a guy a little bit deeper than Boffman too. I think it's going to be interesting today, Bill, is to see the conditioning of the two teams. Obviously, less practicing, a lot of up in the air coming into the season, so the conditioning started a little bit later, and it's hot.
It is hot. Got that hard shower, but that has left. 2nd and 7, we'll call it, from the Indian Lake 15. And here comes Leeper over the right side. Got good blocking that time. Had a really good lane to run through on the far side. And he bolts down to the Indian Lake 9 before he's knocked down. 3rd and about 1 coming up. I would imagine the Chiefs would get under center again.
That was one where I would have liked to have seen Leeper kind of lower his pad level a little bit and try to get the first down. He looked like he tried to almost stopped a little bit trying to make a cut. And right there, you just need to lower the pads, take the hit, get the first down.
3rd and 1.
Said a guy who'd never carried a football in his life. I always wanted to, Bill. They never would give it to me.
You were a lineman, so we understand. Now this time Moore is in shotgun with a 2-back set. And Moore gives it to Fogan, the freshman. Darts to about the 7. It's first down.
One thing you got to like about the young kid on that carry, Bill, both arms wrapped around the football.
And leaning
forward. That's right. Pads have got to lean forward. Pads over thighs.
Now the playbook is certainly open. 1st and goal at the 7. You like a run or a pass on that first down play?
I tell you what I like is some sort of play action or play fake where Moore keeps the football.
Yeah, I'm with you. No score, but Bellefontaine is threatening. 5:35 to go in the half. Chiefs with a 1st and goal at the Indian Lake 7. Moore in shotgun, running back off to his right. And Moore keeps it. Not much there. Breaks through 1 tackle. And broke through a couple of tackles. Got to about the 5. That play did not have great timing. Wasn't blocked very well, but he still got a couple of yards.
No, but at 6 foot 182, he's probably the biggest threat they've got to really kind of, hit the ball up inside the tackles, inside the 5. So I like that play call.
Yeah, he's not an easy tackle. You're right. Probably their other running back that you would think of for a physical run would be Boffman.
Yeah. I don't know. They seem to have him pretty much at the H-back position. I don't know how much he carries the football, but, yeah, he's a bigger kid.
Moore wants to roll left. Looking, throws. A little bit high. His receiver is decked.
There's the flag.
Flag thrown. The ball was over the head of Newland, and we're going to get probably an unsportsmanlike situation. Unnecessary roughness, if you will, on Indian Lake. That's a tough call. I know it was too high.
It's 2020 call, Bill.
10 years
2020 call.
Yeah, 10 years ago, no penalty.
Not 2020 like in the odds, but the year 2020. 1985, that isn't called. Jack Tatum coming across the middle, that's not called. But it's a different game now.
Well, it's a huge penalty because it was going to be 3rd and goal at the 5 after the incompletion. The ball was just way overthrown, too high.
That's the
Really
first
the only errant pass Moore's had in a while. But now it brings up 1st and goal. You get a whole, well, they're not going to give you a new set of downs.
No, I don't think that's an automatic first, but I do think that's the first penalty of the game. We had the sideline infraction, but
Yes.
I don't think we've seen any other flags. I really think Moore could have ran that in.
I do too. Moore now gets under center. 3rd and goal from the, or rather 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal. We got a flag.
Offensive lineman moved maybe.
Things have gotten a little sloppy. No score. 4:41 to go in the opening quarter. One step forward and a couple steps back right there.
The problem is that Indian Lakes was only worth 2 yards, and that was worth 5.
2nd and goal at the 8-yard line now. Chiefs huddle up. 4:30 to go in the half. Penalty of the game brought to you by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. South Main, Bellefontaine. Moore fakes the give, and he's tackled. Nicely done by Lane Mefford. In the backfield, loss of about 1, brings up 3rd and goal. That was well done.
So early in the drive, that kind of play action with Moore keeping it was wide open. Indian Lakes now committing more players to covering the quarterback. Fast-moving game, though, Bill, inside 4 minutes in the second quarter already.
And there's no visiting band this year, just the home band, and only a 12-minute halftime.
There's nothing wrong with a quick game, Bill.
That's true. Moore in shotgun. It's an empty backfield, and got all kinds of flags. Offsides on Indian Lake.
So we just said we hadn't had any flags. Now we can't have it play without flags.
That's true. 3 of them inside the Indian Lake 10 here on the last 4 plays. Now it will bring up 3rd and goal at about the 5, maybe just inside the 5. 2 downs for 4.5 yards, or do you maybe kick a field goal here? If 3rd down
That's a good question, but I'm going for it. It depends on what happens on this play, but you're inside the 5. I think you got to go for the touchdown.
Okay. No score. 3:39 to go in the first half. Moore rolls right. Has time. Pressure coming, throws, and
that's touchdown.
To a host of defenders. Touchdown! Caught over by the right pylon on the far side. And a mass of humanity offensively and defensively. Couple of Chiefs, 3 Indian Lake defenders, and Bellefontaine's able to squeeze the ball in. What a pass by senior Ethan Moore. And it's a 4-yard touchdown pass, and Bellefontaine scores first. 3:34 to go in the opening half. Chiefs 6, Indian Lake nothing on a long drive by Bellefontaine where they mixed the run and the pass.
Boy, I tell you what, Moore threaded that in there. There was about 3 receivers and 3 defensive backs in a 4-yard box. But nice catch by Jared Boffman in the corner of the end zone.
And great confidence by your quarterback to let it rip. It was a dicey attempt.
Confident.
Here comes Ryan Johnson for the conversion. Ball is put down. The kick is.
Oh, yes. Skipped it up and in. Yes, he did.
Goes through. Wow.
Skipped it off the crossbar.
Not how you draw it up, but it went through. We'll take a break. Our score on the Steve Austin's Auto Group scoreboard. Bellefontaine 7, Indian Lake nothing. More after this on 107.3 The Drive and peakofohio.com. From West Liberty. Bellefontaine leading in this contest 7-0, 3:34 to go in the first half with Indian Lake in town. Johnson's kick is high, but not nearly as deep. Return man makes the catch at the 11. Good blocks by Indian Lake, and the return man, Jackson, scores forward to about the 34.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Bill, I hope they never do away with the kickoff because there was some kids getting stymied out there. That's good football right there on the kickoff.
You're right. You're right. Not for the faint of heart.
That's where kids are getting hit.
Yeah.
That's right. You earn your stripes on that kickoff, especially kickoff return where a guy gets a 40-yard head start and runs into you.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Chiefs in front 7-0. And Worcester fakes the give, keeps it. Not much, maybe got half a yard.
Real nice job there by Bellefontaine's front four. Interesting defensive alignment that Coach Brown runs. Kind of a 4-2. You know, he moves those outside twos. They could be they could set up as a 4-4 on some looks, or they could be in a straight 4-2 with guys covering the alley or the slots. So those outside backers for Coach Brown, they have to be pretty versatile.
2nd and 9. Worcester in shotgun. Chiefs in a 4-man front. He takes a deep drop. Looking, throws into coverage, and the catch is made. What a pitch, and what a catch. Hurley makes the catch on the far side at the Bellefontaine 40. It's a big gain. It's a first down for the Lakers. Boy, I'll tell you, for a first-year starter, that's impressive stuff right there.
I'll tell you what, both of these quarterbacks, for really kind of being in their first years of starters, they've put on a clinic out here as far as throwing the football.
25 yards.
Another great throw before the receiver had really come out of the break. A nice throw. Bellefontaine had good coverage.
It was. Actually, a 26-yard gain, though. Marked the ball at the Bellefontaine 39-yard line. 7-0 Chiefs lead the Lakers, but Indian Lake is on the move. And Jackson on the delay give, refusing to go down. Got about 5. 2nd and about 5.5 coming up. A couple of even games. I think this game's going down to the last 5 or 6 minutes again this year.
Yeah, these two teams have pretty much gotten a history here in the last 4 or 5 years of pretty tight ball games.
2nd and 6. Worcester in shotgun. Mefford goes in motion. Mefford, well covered. Indian Lake throws deep, and the ball deflected by the Chiefs at the last minute.
That's about the 2nd or 3rd ball, actually, though, that Bellefontaine had a shot to pick off, and that one was Bellefontaine actually had the better position.
3rd and 6 coming up. Would you say it's a couple downs to get 6 yards here, unless there's a big negative play?
Yeah, unless there's a place kicker over there that's got a big leg.
Could punt, I guess. Could. Ball's marked at the Bellefontaine 35. 7-0 Chiefs lead the Lakers. 1:57 to go in the first half. Worcester in shotgun. Has Jackson off to his side. Wants to pass. Has time. Throws. Hurley again. Wow.
There's no doubt that Worcester and Early feel comfortable with each other. When he's in trouble or when things are breaking down, that's who he's looking for.
Haven't seen Slagle for a while. Right
No,
now,
we
Luke
haven't.
Jackson is the running back. Worcester wants to pass. Throws. Has a receiver that's wide open. Threw it behind Mefford, and it falls incomplete. I'll tell you what, if that one's on the money, that's a big gain. It may have been a touchdown.
That may be a walk into the end zone because there was a serious breakdown in coverage, but the pass, Bellefontaine did have a little bit of pressure that time. The pass was definitely behind him. See, this is what we're talking about with the conditioning, Bill. Bellefontaine defensive guys, a lot of guys on a knee, got a lot of guys with their hands on their hips.
Actually, that last receiver may have been Chase Coburn, but it was behind him. He tried to one-hand it, but it was just off target. 2nd and 10. Worcester has pressure. Rolling to his left. Throws, and it's incomplete. Good pursuit by Bellefontaine, forcing the incompletion. And 3rd and 10. But the good news for Indian Lake is Worcester did avoid the sack, got rid of the football.
Well, Coach Brown, football right there, bringing Boffman off the edge. getting a good pass rush in there and making that's one thing Bellefontaine really hasn't done throughout the game is get Worcester to move his feet a little bit, and that time he had to roll out, get away from the pressure.
3rd and 10. Indian Lake taking their time. Game clock's at 1:34. Play clock is at 12 seconds. Lakers have all 3 timeouts left. Play clock is at 3. Worcester gets it off. Looking to run, slips out of a defender, throws, and it's incomplete on the far side. Tried to hit Coburn over by the Indian Lake bench around the 17. 4th and 10 at the Bellefontaine 26. Bellefontaine leading it 7-0.
Real nice job by Campbell defensively. His name's been called a few times on defense. I think he got a little bit of playing time I think last year as a defensive back, and he struggled at times.
He did,
but he looks like a whole different player this year.
4th and 10, biggest play of the game so far. Worcester looking, steps up, has a lot of room to run. He'll throw instead, and it's picked off. Picked off at the Bellefontaine 7. The return man still alive, 25, and brought down around the 30. Huge turnover, and Caleb Worcester threw into coverage, and he had a chance, I think, to run for the first down. Bellefontaine thwarts Indian Lake on 4th down again.
I'm not sure who that was, but I'm thinking it might be Cole Comstock.
I think it was too. I plucked it out of the air like a receiver. That ball had some heat on it. Tell you what, though, if Caleb Worcester runs, I don't know what you saw, but I think he can run for the first down.
Oh, I think he definitely can. He definitely gets the first down. Bellefontaine's in man coverage back there, but if that was Comstock, that was a heck of a job of using your hands right there. He's a middle infielder, and he looked like it right there.
Did. And that's one of those where, and it's hard to do this instinctively, but you could just swat it to the ground, too, because it was a 4th down play.
Those middle infielders are known to have pretty good hands, like Mike Mossbarger.
He's up here next to us. And maybe a timeout by Bellefontaine? Yes. We'll take a timeout. 1:19 to go in the first half. Bellefontaine 7, Indian Lake nothing. We're after this on 107.3 The Drive and peakofohio.com.
This year is that in the offseason, Bellefontaine lost a football legend in Jesse Williams, and this year the Chiefs have the 40, Jesse's number, on the back of their helmet this year. So a nice tribute to arguably maybe the greatest football player, one of at least, to come out of Bellefontaine.
Yeah, no doubt. Passed away a few months ago. Chiefs with a big interception. 7-0 Bellefontaine leads Indian Lake. 1:19 to go in the half. Moore rolls right. Looking, and, well, false start on the Chiefs. Are you trying to do much here if you're Coach Brown to attack, or you just want to get to halftime?
I'm pretty happy going in 7-0, Bill. You got a young team. You're getting the football in the second half. You got a young offensive line. I'm not doing anything here to jeopardize what I've got going right now.
Okay.
Although, at the same time, if I'm Indian Lake and Bellefontaine's just going to run the football, I'm going to take my timeouts and make them kick.
Lakers do have 3 timeouts left. Moore. And gives it to his running back. That's Fogan. The freshman covers it with both arms. Got about 3. And the game clock is stopped. Looks like Indian Lake has called a timeout. And we will take a timeout as well. 1:09 to go in the first half on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard. Bellefontaine 7, Indian Lake nothing. More after this. Stadium. 1:12 to go in the half. Chiefs lead Indian Lake 7-0. The only touchdown was Ethan Moore touchdown pass from 4 yards to Jared Boffman, a couple of the seniors. 2nd and 12 for Bellefontaine at their own 28, just trying to run out the first half clock. Moore with a play fake, throws out in the right flat, caught by his receiver, who refuses to go down. And, well, they will mark him down, say his knee went down at the 35. I thought maybe he wiggled to the 37, but the referee's right on it. Tucker Newland makes the catch. And he got about 7. Timeout Indian Lake. We'll keep it right here. So it's 3rd and 5. 56 seconds to go in the half. Chiefs in front 7-0. And Indian Lake trying to get the football back. Anything about the two teams, Don, that kind of surprises you on what your viewpoint was coming into the game?
I think I'm probably been most surprised by the play of the quarterbacks on both sides. Because of COVID-19, there was a lot of missed 7-on-7s. There was a lot of missed scrimmages, and to have two kids that really haven't had a lot of snaps in a high school varsity game to come in and play like they have, that's probably been the thing that stuck out to me the most. I think the quarterback play has been outstanding.
I agree with you. Now, the other flip side of that, though, is you pretty much could practice all summer. They didn't really give you any off-season rules, so if you wanted to come out June 1st, you could put all the time into it you wanted.
Yeah, and I know that Jake Kennedy's been working with the quarterbacks. He's an assistant coach this year, former Bellefontaine standout, and you can tell the quarterback plays polished.
Moore wants to pass, throws. Catch made by his receiver, who's got the first down at the 41. And now what will Bellefontaine do? They have one timeout left. A little cat and mouse game going on, but it's a first down for the Chiefs, gain of 6 yards. I don't know that they're going to attack. Would you take a shot here, Don? I know you talked about that double move.
Yeah, I might give it a shot. I mean, if you've thrown the ball the last 3 plays, you're obviously not adverse to doing it.
And Moore wants the roll left, looking, throws. Caught by his receiver, who goes down at the Indian Lake 46. It's another first down. And Indian Lake playing very, very preventive type defense right now. Campbell makes the catch.
Very preventive, but I tell you what, Moore looks like a veteran back there, the way he's running this 2-minute offense.
Yeah, he does. Got a big arm. And what I like is he just has the poise to him, the awareness. Moore wants to pass again. Looking, throws downfield. That ball a little high into double coverage. It's incomplete.
No,
18 seconds to go.
That's one thing you don't want your young quarterback doing. You don't ever want to throw high down the middle. That's where the vultures sit.
That's true. That is true. That's where you get those interceptions between the hashes. 7-0. Bellefontaine leads it. 18 seconds to go at Bellefontaine High School between Bellefontaine and Indian Lake. Chiefs will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. Fast-moving game. Again, video of this game, something new. peekabohio.com/live. 3-man front for Coach Coburn's team. Moore has plenty of time. Looking, throws downfield into double coverage, and the ball is intercepted. The defender falls down immediately right around the 15 of Indian Lake, and Moore is turned away.
That's one of those no harm, no foul interceptions, except it doesn't look good in the stat sheet in the paper the next day. So,
Caleb Worcester, the quarterback.
I mean, it's like a punt. In 11 seconds, I don't think Indian Lake's going to move the ball 80 yards, but did look like he didn't have a great grip on that, though. It almost like he pushed it out there.
Yeah. Indian Lake will have it at their own 13 with just 11 seconds to go in the half. One timeout left for both teams. Chiefs in front 7-0.
Looks like this is going to be it.
Worcester gets up under center, and he'll take a knee, and that will be it. Wind the clock. That will be the end of the first half. Very quick first half. And our halftime score on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School Football Scoreboard. Bellefontaine 7, Indian Lake nothing. And before we go back to studio control, Don, your thoughts on the first 24 minutes tonight?
We already talked about it, but I thought Ethan Moore looked really good. The quarterback play was solid. Bellefontaine looked really comfortable after that first drive. So, I think it's been a good football game. It hasn't been quite as sloppy as what I would have expected. I think that the teams have moved up and down the field. Defense have come up with good stops. If I'm Coach Brown, I'm going to go in and we're going to talk again about still got to establish a little bit more running game between the tackles, and I think Coach Coburn, he's also probably looking to figure out how to get the ball on the ground, moving the ball on the ground a little bit more.
I'm kind of surprised that there's not more scoring, and I'm surprised at how much both teams have thrown the football.
Yeah, I'm not all that surprised with the score, for the simple fact that younger teams are going to feel more acclimated on defense before they do offense. And Coach Brown taking over for the Chieftains, he's a defensive coach, so the defense has a lot of continuity from where it was last year from just a terminology perspective. But it was well played first half, and fun to watch, entertaining.
Caleb Worcester had that pick right before halftime to stop a Bellefontaine drive. We get ready for the band show again, just about a 12-minute halftime, so it's quick this year. Still have time to pop into the stadium if you have a ticket. Those are hard to come by. But we've had a decent crowd, better than what we even thought. People streamed around the fence that Don talked about. Some people even outside the fence towards the Bellefontaine board office.
Yeah, Tips, I think you got a better chance of touring the chocolate factory than you do of getting a ticket as just a fan to come into the football game. If you don't know a kid, you ain't coming in.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the way it is this year. We'll go back to studio control, our halftime score on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School Football Scoreboard. Bellefontaine 7, Indian Lake nothing. You're listening to 107.3 The Drive, Bellefontaine. Back to AccuSports Stadium with Don Hensley on Bill Tipple. Thanks to all the people that make it happen back at Studio Control every football Friday. It is a busy place. It's busier back there than it is here many times in the broadcast booth. And our broadcast booth sponsorship this year is Urban Insurance. Thanks to them. They're in downtown Bellefontaine. Also, our point after touchdown, we just have one of those, brought to you by Thistle Floor Covering. They're on South Main in Bellefontaine. You can see rolling scores, by the way, at peakofohio.com. Post game a little bit later on tonight, brought to you by Ron's Pizza on South Main and Bellefontaine. They're open late tonight until 11. Their number's 292-7775. Our penalty of the game brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bellefontaine, 599-5128. No one out pizzas the Hut. And again, Urban Insurance Agency. Our broadcast booth sponsorship for this season from the Urban Insurance Agency broadcast booth all year long. Also want to give a thanks to Bobcat Multiworks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bobcat Multiworks. They're located near Logansville, number 1 in the number 2 business. I think you know what we mean. And our halftime score again, Bellefontaine leading Indian Lake 7-0 on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard. Other scores at peakofohio.com on WPKO. It's a good one tonight. West Liberty Salem and Greenview tied up 14-14 late in the second quarter. Graham is leading Kenton Ridge 21-7. I think Graham's starting to put things together. I just got word from Matt Comstock, depending on what happens with Bellefontain's schedule, if they're still alive in the playoffs. If they're not alive in the playoffs, Week 8, the Chiefs are at Graham. It's really a funky season. Everybody plays 6 games if they want to. Not all schools are playing football. And then Week 7, and I know, Don, you and I were texting about this in the summer. Week 7, everybody's in. I know you're a big proponent. You think it promotes excitement for the kids.
Yeah, I liked it when they had expanded the playoffs, but everybody in, I'm not sure about that. I think you're going to see some bloodlettings that first week. I mean, I know that the top 4 or 6 seeds in each division are going to get buys, but you're still talking about the 7th best team in a division playing the 32nd best team. There's going to be some beatdowns that take place. So, I'm not sure I'm quite a proponent of that. But, in normal times, if there is such thing as normal times, the state had expanded the playoffs from 8 teams to 12.
And you like that?
And I did like that because I think that basically then you're getting everybody that's got, a 6-4 record or above is going to get in. I'll take anything over. When we were in high school, it was like 2 teams got in, and that was it. So
you're right. Mid-'80s, that was the deal.
But
it's very hard to get in, very hard.
But, I think that it adds a lot of excitement to the communities. But this year, there's a lot that's just wild this year, and one of them is this, Bill. I really thought, London was going to – I thought they had a great team coming in this year. Ben Logan's hanging right there with them tonight.
Score is?
7-6 in the second quarter.
Okay. Well, Benjamin Logan has a lot of seniors.
They do have a lot of seniors. But from talking to some of the coaches, I thought London and Jonathan Alder would be, kind of once again kind of neck and neck for the big side of the conference there. But anything can happen in COVID football.
You are correct. Halftime score, Bellefontaine 7, Indian Lake nothing. Don does have some halftime numbers, and the big number that jumps out to me would be pass attempts. There have been a bevy of passes.
There have been. In Bellefontain's Ethan Moore was 10 of 13 for 70 yards with a touchdown and an interception. And Worcester was 8 of 15 for 91 and an interception. So pretty even on the score sheet when you look at Bellefontaine rushed for 57 yards, 70 through the air for 127 total, and Indian Lake had 91 through the air and 23 on the ground for 114 total. Really, the only difference in the game was the pick to end the Indian Lake drive, which we talked, Bill. He might have been able to run for that.
I think Caleb Worcester could, and it's easy to second guess from up here. I think he's done a heck of a job, but that's one of those plays that I think if he could have a do-over, he would run the ball.
Well, the problem with that is a lot of times the coaches are harping on you in practice, keep your eyes downfield, your eyes downfield, and that time they were probably wishing he would have maybe tucked that ball up and run a little bit, but
got to make that split decision. And the other thing is, he does have some speed, so he could cover that 10 or 15 yards in a hurry. I've been very impressed with him. I think he's one of the bright spots of the Indian Lake team, and I think he's one of their best players.
Yeah, he looks really good. I think one thing that's really noticeable for me, Bill, is the numbers on the Bellefontaine football team. 65 kids out for football, and that's that's a good size amount of kids playing football for Bellefontaine. So good for Coach Brown and getting the interest in and getting the kids out for football. Every kid should be playing football. Every, Bill.
It's like being in the military.
That's right.
Bring 'em
Or
on.
it's like being in the military or Marion Local.
Yeah.
Because at Marion Local, if you don't play football, you're not allowed to come to school.
That's about truthful. Both teams going through their warm-ups for the second half. Bellefontaine leading 7-0. I think the first 5 or 6 minutes of this third quarter will go a long way in determining who wins this game. And neither team has been that committed to running the football. I think that, when you look at Indian Lake, they have a hammer in Elijah Slagle, but he just has not had that many attempts.
Well, I think Bellefontaine's been the most committed. They've run the ball 18 times. The problem for the Chiefs is they're only averaging about 3 yards a carry. So I think, in Coach Brown football teams, they're going to want to run the football. So I don't think, on the Bellefontaine side at least, it's not a desire. It's more about what Indian Lake's given you. And I think for the Lakers, they've had a couple running plays where they've looked pretty good. So I think that Coach Coburn maybe goes back in the locker room and takes a look at that and might see them try to establish some running game in the early parts of the second half.
Getting ready for the third quarter to begin. Indian Lake will tee it up. Ethan Yoder and I believe Colin Deitch deep for the Chiefs. So we're about ready for the third quarter to get underway on 107.3 The Drive, and stream of that video at peekabohio.com/live. Thanks to the Bellefontaine Band for the band show tonight. Indian Lakes Band did not travel. That's a coronavirus deal. No visiting band travels this season. Indian Lake ready to kick it away. Ball marked right at the 40-yard line. And the kick is high and taken by the return man at the 11. Looking to get a block, trying to get wide.
Face
And
mask.
breaking through a couple of tackles, and then extra yardage forthcoming with the penalty. It looked like there was a face mask on the near side. It was, I think, Ethan Yoder who caught that at around the 11. And he danced up to about his own 29, got pushed out on the near side, but this, I believe, will be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, he definitely got a handful of face masks there.
Penalty of the game, brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bellefontaine. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Five-yarder.
Huh, okay. So the Chiefs will scrimmage at their own 34. 11:53 to go in the third. Yoder in shotgun, and they start out with an empty formation. No running backs. Wing to the right, wing to the left. They put the man in motion. It's Leeper, and they give it to Leeper. And Leeper running wide, then turning it up. Got about 3. It will be a 2nd and 7 coming up at the Bellefontaine 37.
Early on we saw both running backs in there flanking more, and we haven't really seen that formation much since. A lot of one back or empty set.
2nd and 6. Moore. Play pass. Caught by his receiver who makes a move. Tries to slip out of a tackle and then brought down. Good effort by both teams. Roberts there to make the finishing tackle. Jackson was there for Indian Lake. Newland again. You could just tell watching Newland, if you've never seen him play football, he reminds me of a wrestler, and he is a wrestler. He stays low, and he just he's got a lot of 1-2 once he gets that ball in his hands.
Yeah, he majors in 1-2. He gets about as much as he can out of his ability, and he's all football player.
3rd and 1. Good play pass. Moore faked the give and found his receiver open in the left flat. Moore in shotgun. And he's going to run it again. Has a little bit of a seam. First down on the near side to about the 46, 47-yard line. That is a Bellefontaine staple. They love to run that fake give, and then Moore just keeps it.
Yeah, Moore looks like he's been running this offense for a while. He feels comfortable back there. That was a nice read. And I believe that's all the quarterback read there. I don't think that's designed. I think it's just your typical read option type play.
Actually, he goes all the way to the 48. So a gain of 6. And there goes Moore again over the left side. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
I'll tell you what, Moore's running that mesh point so well that I just heard fans screaming for the kid that they thought had the football.
I noticed that too, Don. They thought Ty Leeper was going for a touchdown.
Yeah. So you know that the quarterback's hiding the ball well in that.
You're right.
Read.
2nd and a long 5 at the Indian Lake 47. And this time the running back has stood up in the hole, brought down for a loss of about 2.5. That's one of our Dairy Queen Blizzard Blitz sacks of the game, and the running back just got engulfed by a defensive tackle. Logan Evans with a heck of a play.
Yeah, Logan Evans got there about the same time as the handoff.
Now, there is no mesh point when the defensive lineman is two or 3 yards deep. 7-0, Chiefs in front, 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Worcester there right away, short of the first down, as Yoder makes the catch. Ethan Yoder with a 4th and 3, and it looks like Bellefontaine will bring out the punt team. Sticky coverage by Worcester. A good two-way player for Indian Lake. And I'll tell you what, Ethan Yoder is another guy to me, really a first-year starter. He is a good-looking football player.
Yeah, he runs precise routes. He's like the Cooper Cup of for Bellefontaine football.
Yeah. 4th and 3 at the Indian Lake 45, and Bellefontaine is in punt formation. Moore gets the snap. Gets his foot into it and gets off a boomer inside the 10. Jackson watches it hit, and it will stick. And Bellefontaine downs it at the 7. That was like Don's pitching wedge. That was a thing of beauty.
Now, the only thing different between that and my pitching wedge is that one wasn't sculled about 5 feet off the ground.
It was a heck of a punt, though.
Yeah, nice punt.
Indian Lake will start at their...
Bellefontaine continues a long history tips of their quarterback being their punter.
Yep. They'll mark it at the Indian Lake 8. Chiefs in front, 7-0. That was a 4th and 3. Would you ever think about going for it there?
No.
Okay.
No, you're up 7-0.
All right.
Pin and play defense.
Yeah, that's kind of the Coach Brown MO, defense first. And here comes Slagle, twisting, turning. Got maybe a yard. Good penetration by the Bellefontaine defense again.
You know, we wondered, Bill, talking at the half, if we were going to see more Slagle. We know how effective he was last year against him. Didn't seem to touch the football much in the first half.
No. 2nd and 9. Chiefs in front. 7-0. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Worcester in shotgun. Wants to run option. Pitches it to Slagle. Bellefontaine pursues, and they drop him for a loss of about 1.5 yards. And then a late flag.
We got some talking.
Yeah, it must have been. I didn't see anything physically that was wrong. Looked like just a good tackle.
The only thing physically wrong was somebody missed a block.
Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Now, I'll be honest with you, Bill. Outside of the calories you burned by throwing the flag there, why even mess with it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
If you can't pick a guilty party.
Would you maybe not flag anybody and just talk to the two players?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
It's about as useful as what just happened there.
Okay.
You know, I guess if you do get 2 unsportsmanlike conducts, you get tossed. But
yeah. Well, 3rd and 10 was a loss of 1 yard. Indian Lake wants to pass. Worcester throws out in the flat, caught by his receiver, who's taken down immediately. Gain of about 4. Good tackle. Franks makes the catch.
He kind of bobbled the snap a little bit. I think that messed up the timing. It was a good snap, but he just kind of fumbled it in his hands a little bit, and I think that messed up the timing of the route.
4th and 6. Worcester is the punter.
There's not a person in the place right now that's fooled by this, by the way.
And now he'll drop back a couple of more steps, standing at his own 3, and will punt it away. Bellefontaine does not have a return man. And they block it. The ball loose, picked up by the Chiefs at the Indian Lake 2-yard line. What a play. Just great pursuit from the left defensive end. The same player blocks the punt, then pounces on the football at the Indian Lake 2.
Who was that? Sounds like it might have been Sullivan Ashcraft.
Sullivan Ashcraft, Don, maybe thinks you couldn't see the number, but it was a heck of a play. It's just a 1-2 play. He would not be denied. And now Indian Lake really needs to make a stop. You know, this has been a low-scoring game. Bellefontaine has a 1st and goal at the Indian Lake 3-yard line. Moore under center. 2 backs behind him. He'll turn and give it to the I-back, who scoots towards the goal line. And just short, it appears. Some of the Bellefontaine players think it's a touchdown, but the line judge marks the ball inside the 1.
So, Bill, we just got word from the Bellefontaine coaches. That was Eli Moore, Ethan's younger brother, who blocked the punt. I'd say the Moore boys are having a pretty good opener.
They are. And nothing that Caleb Worcester did incorrectly. It was just good pursuit.
Well, sometimes I think that's what happens when you're only 8 yards deep on the punt.
Yeah. Now Moore under center, inside the 1. Wonder if it will be a sneak. No, he'll give it to the I-back, who goes towards the goal line. Touchdown! A 1-yard touchdown run, and Bellefontaine takes a 2-score lead as they make the block punt pay off. 5:47 to go in the third. Bellefontaine leads at 13-0 at a 1-yard touchdown right between the center guard opening.
Is that Leaper? Looked like Leaper.
I think it was, yes. Ty Leaper jogs off the field. Yep, he had the touchdown.
Way to capitalize on that, the block punt, but special teams early in the season especially.
Yep. Ryan Johnson out for the conversion. Kick is put up, and he booms that one through. The first one hit the crossbar and boinked in, but that one goes all the way towards Main Street, and it's a 14-0 Chieftain lead as Bellefontaine makes the block punt pay off. We'll take a break. Our score with 5:47 to go in the third quarter on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard. Bellefontaine 14, Indian Lake nothing. Another kickoff after this on 107.3 The Drive and peakofohio.com. Brought to you by Sullivan's Garage, and Ryan Johnson early on defining himself as a weapon. He kicks it into the end zone for another touchback, and Indian Lake will have a long field again starting at their 20. Bellefontaine 14, Indian Lake nothing. Still a long ways to go in this game. We have about a quarter and a half to go, 5:47 to go in the third quarter. And an entertaining game, Don.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything. I think what's going to be interesting is to see sometime this year if the Jackson kid gets a shot at a long field goal, because he's got a leg.
Yeah.
I mean,
Coach Brown said 40 yards in practice. He can make them. Worcester pitches it to his running back, who makes a one-handed grab of it. And Slagle finally cut down. Physical run. Got good blocking on the left side. I think the most impressive thing was the catch on the pitch. He one-hand snared it and rumbles for about 9.
Slagle's a man when he runs the football.
One of the Bellefontaine players down.
I wonder if something was wrong with him in the first half. It just wasn't like he was as much of a featured part of the offense as it looks to be in the second half.
One of the Bellefontaine players having their leg stretched out.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of cramping tonight.
5:34 remaining in the third.
You know, the other thing, Bill, is that the thing with Slagle, too, we talked about it at the half that Coburn might want to go in and try to establish the run coming out in the second half. And even though they're down now 14-0, he seems to be pretty committed to it.
Players still down on the ground. And now he's walking gingerly. It will be a 2nd and 1 here in a few moments. Chiefs in front 14-0. Can't tell what player it is.
Looks like, is that Boffman? Looks like a single number. Maybe not.
And now the player.
Yeah, I think it looks like Jared Boffman.
2nd and 1. Worster in shotgun. Slagle's off to his right. Back to live action. Worster wants to pass, throws, the ball knocked down. Batted down at the line of scrimmage, and that brings up a 3rd and 1. Aiden Mann's the freshman flashing from that defensive end spot.
No, that's good coaching right there on those quick hitters. You got to get your hands up because you're not going to get home. So get your hands up, disrupt the pass.
No, it is a snap to the quarterback and shotgun, and 1 or 2 steps and the ball is flying out. Now it looks like a new quarterback, for this play at least, as Worster is a wing to the left. Here comes a toss play to Slagle, rumbling, and he has a first down. First down to the Indian Lake 36, gain of 7 by Elijah Slagle.
I think we're going to see a lot of that this half. I just think that he's a difference maker. He's fast.
Not fun to tackle.
He's fast, and he's not fun to tackle. You see a lot of guys diving at his ankles.
Yeah, old school, about 5'9", 215 pounds, and just powerful.
Yeah, he's a load.
1st and 10. Pass out in the flat, caught by Hurley. And he's swung down right away. Good tackle. Gain of about 2 out in the right flat. Second and about 7.5, coming up, 4:40 to go in the third. Chiefs in front 14-0.
Nice defense by Tucker Newland on that play right there. I mean, you got to make that tackle.
That's true, because otherwise it's going to go for another at least 5 or 6 yards. 2nd and 8. Worster rolls left, has pressure coming from the backside, throws, and the ball off his receiver's hand in the left flat effort, ball's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Bill, one thing I've noticed with Worster, I don't know about you, but I think he doesn't throw the ball as well when he's on the move than when he's sitting straight in the pocket. The rollouts seem to be a little either behind the receiver or a little bit high.
Yeah, I would agree with that. 3rd and 8. This is a big play for Indian Lake. The ball is at the Indian Lake 38. Chiefs in front 14-0. 4:23 to go in the third quarter. Worster wants to pass. Has time. Throws on the sidelines here towards us. Too high. Incomplete.
Chieftain defensive front starting to make a little bit more of a presence felt there with the pressure.
4th and 8. Tried to hit Xander Barnes on the near side. I would think punt here. Would you be for sure on that, Don?
I'm never for sure about anything, Bill, but especially if you just got one blocked. But I'd probably punt. I think I'd also drop back a little farther.
Well, Worster is the quarterback and the punter. And he'll take still pretty short drop, about 8 yards deep. Gets it off on the near side. Hits at the Bellefontaine 38, and then we'll just roll and come to a stop at the 31. So Bellefontaine gets a stop after a couple of Indian Lake first downs. 4:13 to go in the third, and Bellefontaine in front 14-0.
You know, Bill, while we got a little bit of a break here, it was interesting. I had a conversation with Coach Brown about what's the difference between Coach Brown 1.0 at Bellefontaine and Coach Brown 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
He said one of the big differences is he's a dad now. And he said that when you're a dad, I think that you have a little bit better understanding of how you have to communicate differently to people to get your point across, and he thinks that's made him a better football coach. So kind of interesting take there on the new version of Coach Brown.
17 years later and 3 kids later, you're correct. And here comes Leaper looking to bounce it outside. Got about 3. That may have been Fogan, actually, it was. Fogan, a little guy, maybe 5'9", 150, 160. Quick, though, and he has the good vision that Don talked about.
He's one of those guys you just can't wait till he breaks one because you want to see him run in the open field.
2nd and 7. Bellefontaine taking their time.
Said no one ever about me.
Well, you're the blocker.
No one ever said, I wish Hensley get in the open field.
Here comes Moore. He dances over the left side as he faked to give to the running back. Got about 3.5. Third and about 4 coming up for Bellefontaine at their own 39-yard line.
It's about time for that double move. They tried it one time in the first half, and he got sacked.
3rd and 3 at the 39. Play clock is at 18. Game clock is at 3:05 in the third. Chiefs up by 14 points.
Good spot to do it, too, up 14, because you don't mind if you have to punt here.
3rd and 3. Moore's in shotgun with a running back to his left. Rolls, caught in the flat, and his receivers cut down immediately. Loss of half a yard, and Bellefontaine will bring out the punt team. Hoffman got decked.
Well, I'm going to be honest, Bill. I'm not a big fan of any third down play that doesn't go past the chains. I mean, if you're going to do that, let's just line up and run it up the middle where you got the blocking.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only thing you can hope for is either the receiver makes a move, slips a tackle, or maybe you surprise the defense by a pass when they're expecting a run. And that was neither of those 2 options.
It's basically a long handoff.
Yeah. 4th and 4. Dairy Queen Blizzard Blitz sack of game. Some pressure on the punter. Moore gets it out of there. It's a good one. Jackson makes the catch. Then he lost the football. Loose and picked up by Bellefontaine at the 25. Jackson was there. He just couldn't put it away cleanly. And another punt game breaker for the Bellefontaine Chiefs. I think it was Ethan Yoder that pounced on the football.
Well, I think it was Gavin Yoder, and he looked like a wide receiver there. That ball talk about a fumble that got away from you. That was 10 yards away from the receiver.
It just bounced off of Luke Jackson, Wow. High punt. And one thing I know this guy was one of your favorites, Coach Pice talked about in the punt game, any level, high school, college, pro, catching that ball is not a gimme.
No, but you know how I feel about letting the ball bounce, though, Bill.
That's true.
So you just got to catch it. That's why you're back there.
And Moore wants to pass. Tries to throw the double move down the sidelines.
There
and
it
it's
is.
Caught for a touchdown. A 25-yard strike down the near sidelines by Ethan Moore. He has impressed tonight. And Bellefontaine makes the punt game air pay off again. A 25-yard touchdown down the near sideline, and the Chiefs lead it 20-0.
You knew it was coming. They had to run it again. Indian Lake jumped that first move, and I'm not sure who the receiver was. Your guys' guess is as good as mine. Jaden Campbell. I tell you what, I got to give Mike Mossbarger some props tonight. He is one heck of a spotter up here for us, Bill.
He's got the eagle eye.
He does.
Chiefs late getting their kicking team set for the extra point. Brought to you by Thistle Floor Covering. They're ready. Low snap. The ball is partially blocked, and it's no good. Fails to make it to the goal post, and it's a 20-0 Bellefontaine lead. 2:01 to go in the third after that touchdown pass from Ethan Moore to Jaden Campbell. Chiefs have been the beneficiary of a couple of kicking game blunders, and we'll take a break. 20-0 our score. Bellefontaine leads Indian Lake 2:01 to go in the third quarter. On the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard on 107.3 The Drive and peakofohio.com. Greatness. Don Hensley off to my right. Mike Mossbarger here. Lou Vito. Cast of thousands.
There's more characters in this 5-foot press box than there is.
And Ryan Johnson, super leg, kicks it about 5 yards deep on the kickoff, brought to you by Sullivan's Garage in West Liberty, and another touchback.
Yeah, I think one thing that we're seeing a little bit for Bellefontaine on the extra points is that the pace of the snap needs to get a little bit quicker. It floats a little bit back there, and everything's timing in the kicking game. And the first
that's
one was
fixable, though. That is fixable.
That's fixable. The first one was blocked and barely got across. Being a former long snapper, Bill, one of the first things is put the ball farther away from your body. That'll speed it up. In case they're asking. In case they ask you after the game, Bill, how do you speed the snap up? You can give them that little tip.
Gotcha. Move it a little further away. All right. First and 10 for Indian Lake at their 20. And they give us to Slagle. He busts through a couple of tackles and bruises his way to the 25.5. Slagle is a heck of a player, but this is where the tempo of the game and the score kind of takes him away somewhat.
Yeah, the scorer definitely has you in the position now where you got to start putting it up. The problem is in the second half, Worcester's only 2 of 5 for 6 yards.
Two receivers split out for Worcester. He has Slagle off to his right, and they'll run that toss to him. He slips out of a couple of tackles, finishes it off with authority. First down to the 34. Got 8 yards.
If you remember last year, we had Slagle and Gross, and it was just a match of two battering rams back there. Throw in Grant Smith, and there was plenty of headaches after that one.
Kind of interesting, though, you have such a big running back, and you're running really a toss play. That's more usually for the quick guys.
He must have pretty good speed. I tell you what, he gets up in there, though, and he makes his presence known.
First and 10 for Indian Lake at their 34. Worcester rolls left, throws. Ball caught by his receiver, who then slips through a couple of tackles, still on his feet alive, and brought down at the 47 of Bellefontaine. First down. What a play by the receiver after the catch.
Got a wrap. Number one rule in football, Bill. Got to wrap them up.
Official calling a timeout for one of the Chiefs, who will gingerly jog off the field. I think it was Bedford who made the catch on the far side. Ball is at the Indian Lake 46 officially. 57 seconds to go in the third. Bellefontaine in front 20-0. Next week the Chiefs are at Springfield Shawnee. Indian Lake has another tough one. They'll host North Union next week.
Yeah, we had about 10 minutes there because nobody's allowed to touch the football, so there was a lot of kicking it, and eventually cooler heads prevailed and somebody picked it up.
Now Worcester wants to pass. Deep drop, double fake, throws, and his receiver has to go down but makes the catch. Right up the right hash at the Bellefontaine 37. Hurley again. Hurley and Worcester definitely have chemistry.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I actually thought that Indian Lake had a nice chance to hit one down the middle of the field there.
We think he caught it as he scooped it up right off the field turf here at AccuSports Stadium.
I'm just wondering if, since VTech Communications has the TV going, if we can come to the booth for a video review.
Well, they're watching right now. But the problem is back to live action, and away they go. So now it's an inside give to Slagle, bursting through a couple of tackles, and he got 3.5. 3.5 yards. Well, make it 4 yards for Slagle. That may be the last play of the third quarter. 5 seconds to go in the third. And that will be the end of the quarter. After 3 on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard. Bellefontaine 20, Indian Lake nothing. More after this. Fountain leading Indian Lake 20-0, but the Lakers putting together a little bit of a march here. They've mixed it up with some good runs, good passes. And if Indian Lake scores here, they're back in the game.
Yeah, this is kind of a do or die drive a little bit for the Lakers.
I agree.
I don't mean to jinx it, Bill, but there's a little bit of flashing going on in the sky, and the last thing I want, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Is to shimmy back up that ladder tomorrow. So we got to get this thing done today.
I know you don't. Lightning is like a 4-letter word for a football announcer. But 2nd and 7. Worster pivots, rolls left, looking in the flat, now looking a little deeper, throws into coverage, and the ball beautifully broken up on the near side. Textbook. Coburn, the intended receiver, who runs very good routes, but it looked like Jaden Campbell broke on the football. That was a heck of a defensive play.
Campbell's really looked impressive, I think, in the defensive secondary. And he caught the touchdown pass on a nice double move using his hands. Right now he's got my most improved player from last year to this year award. Not that that's an official award, Bill, but we can make it one.
We'll make it one. 3rd and 7 at the Bellefontaine 34. Chiefs in front 20-0 here early in the fourth. They show a blitz. It's coming. Worster trying to get away from that pressure. Steps up, looking, throws downfield into coverage, and it's incomplete. Undershot Mefford around the 10, and Bellefontaine will take over on downs. That time, Coach Brown brought the blitz.
I think that was only 3rd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 3rd down. You're right, 3rd down. Excuse me there.
What's the flags on Bellefontaine, though? I can't see what it is.
It's a dead ball, personal foul on the Chiefs, but I didn't see what happened. Did you?
No, I did not.
Late hit?
Late hit on the quarterback.
Oh, late hit on the quarterback. Okay. All right.
It takes a village to call a game, Bill, and we got help coming from all angles up here. Yes, we do.
Jackson goes in motion, tries to spin out of a tackle, and nothing there. Tried to run a sweep play from the left to the right. Loss of a couple. The timing was just off on that play as far as the snap, then the handoff.
Indian Lake has struggled to run the football if it's not Slagle.
2nd and 12.
And it's interesting to me that on this drive, he's out of the game.
2nd and 12 at the Bellefontaine 21. Chiefs in front 20-0. 11-10 to go in the game. Worster rolls left, has pressure coming in the backside, throws, incomplete. Tried to hit Mefford around the Bellefontaine 10 on a crossing route. And Don brought up a good point a couple series ago. Worcester,
struggles.
very athletic, but on the rollouts, it's just a hard pass to make.
Yeah, he struggles a little bit throwing the ball when he's on the move, and that was a nice little layered route where they had, a wide receiver about 5 yards down, 15, and about 25, and he just. The one thing they were doing early on, Bill, that I'm surprised they haven't gone back to is they were really getting their running backs involved in the passing game.
Yeah.
One-on-one with Bellefontaine's linebackers, and you haven't really seen much of that since the first quarter.
You're right. Man in motion. Worcester this time rolls right. Wants to throw it back the other way on a screen pass, and Hurley makes the catch. Took a while. It was so slow developing. He only got a couple of yards. Good idea. Roll to the right, throw it back towards us. But Bellefontaine sniffed it out. Gain of about 3. 4th and 9 forthcoming.
Yeah, really nice job playing defense on that. I think that was Cole Comstock, again, staying home on that. Brings up a big play, obviously. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Brown's willing to sit with not put any pressure and just play defense in the back half, or he's going to try to dial up a little blitz.
4 down linemen. Sometimes they like to blitz one of those linebackers. 4th and 9. Worcester wants to step up. He's got a little bit of a lane inside the 15, 10, towards the 7, and he gets the first down by a couple of yards on the near sideline. One of the Bellefontaine players down on the ground. We'll just hop off to the near side.
I think Bellefontaine actually had a spy on that. He just outran him.
He did, but he had a lot of field to go both ways, left or right. Worcester came towards us to the near side, and he converts the 4th and 9. Got about 12 yards. It will be 1st and goal at the Chieftains 6. Worcester, pitch play, and, we have a stoppage. Got a flag. False start on the Lakers.
Bill, it does make you wonder. A little bit why Slagle's not in the game. You got the ball inside the 10. It's been he's been the one effective running back that the Lakers have had tonight, and he's not in on the series.
It's a good question because he is a bruiser.
Yeah, now with the 5-yard penalty, that's going to make it a little bit more less effective.
And I think Don said it best a couple minutes ago. It's do or die for the Lakers the next couple plays. 20-0. Bellefontaine leads at 9:50 to go in the game. Jackson in motion. Worcester, pump fake, rolls out of one defender, still trying to pursue. Slips out of another defender, and then finally just runs out of real estate all the way on the far side. Ran about 35 yards, maybe gained a couple yards.
Yeah, I think about 5 or 6 Chieftains got their hands on him. If this was two-hand tap, that's a -3.
He's got some wiggle though. He's elusive.
Yeah, I think he's actually a strong runner.
If he didn't play quarterback, he would make a really good receiver the way he can run the ball in open space. 2nd and 10. Now Worcester wants to pass again, has plenty of time. He lost the ball. He just lost.
Oh, he's
going to say it's
it.
incomplete. It's like the old Tom Brady tuck rule. He he went to throw it and he just lost it, but they'll call it incomplete.
Did you just go tuck rule on us, Tips?
The tuck rule.
Tommy Brady and the tuck rule.
Yeah. All we need is a little bit of snow in the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, it just needs to be about 80 degrees colder.
Yeah.
It did look like he was trying to throw the football.
He was trying. You can see video of this game, by the way, at peakabohio.com/live. 3rd and goal from the Bellefontaine 10. Worcester looking, throws, and incomplete. Broken up right at the goal line as they try to hit Coburn, and again a heck of a defensive play right over by the left pylon. 4th and goal coming up at the 10.
That was Campbell again breaking that pass up.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he has had a heck of a football game.
Oh, looks like there's a holding penalty on the Chiefs.
Who was it?
So they'll move, instead of it being 4th and goal at the 10, it goes to 3rd and goal at the 5.
Not sure what that was. Was that a pass interference or defensive hold?
Defensive holding was the call.
Not an automatic first down, though.
No. Play clock's down to 8. Worcester in shotgun. Gets the man in motion. Wants to roll left. Has some pressure. Looking to get away from that pressure. He does. Throws towards the goal line, and it's incomplete. Just not enough area to squeeze it in. It was out of bounds on the near side by Coburn. No way Coburn could have made that catch. Even if he catches the football, it's out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know. I still like Worcester better if he's sitting back in the pocket a little bit. That time he was flushed out, though, pretty quickly by Bellefontaine's defensive line. 4th and 5 here. They've been running a lot of rollout, Bill, and trying to layer the routes. I would guess that's what you would think they would be doing here.
Worcester has pressure coming. Throws towards the goal line, and it's incomplete. And Bellefontaine takes over on downs. That time he had pressure.
Well, he had pressure, and they tried a little pick route down there, and the pick didn't happen very well. There was really nobody to throw the football to. Good job for Bellefontaine defensively.
9:20 to go to football game, and Bellefontaine makes another defensive stand. It's a 20-0 game, but I don't know that it's a 20-0 score. I'm not sure it's a 20-0 game. Bellefontaine had a couple of special teams plays that flipped the field and gave them such short fields to score. And Indian Lake early on drove down the field and did not score. You know, they could have had a 7-0 lead right out of the gate.
Well, I think the difference has been the defensive backfield play for Bellefontaine in the second half. Worcester's 5 of 14 throwing the football, and really the defensive backs have been all over the Indian Lake receivers in the second half.
And that was a position group that struggled at times last year. Chiefs up by 20. And Moore will slip through a couple of tackles. Takes it to the 12, a gain of 7. 9:10 to go in the football game. Bellefontaine in front 20-0. Other scores at peakofohio.com. Third quarter action. West Liberty see them in Greenview, tied up at 21.
I'm usually good for proverbial like 3 and 7 first week picking. So my guess would be that just about any team I picked is probably going down.
8:44 to go in the game. Chiefs up 20-0. And here comes the give to the running back. Scoots forward for a first down to about the 18-yard line. Gain of 6. See who the running back was, could you?
I think it was Fogan.
Fogan?
Yeah, that showed a little bit of that vision right there. He gets set up in there in a hurry.
Warren shotgun. And here's the give to the running back again. Fogan hitting a hole. Got about 6.
I'd even go for some fluorescent yellow tape on their shoulder pads or anything to help out here. After 5 years of this, I'm begging if anybody wants to donate some uniforms, let's get these kids changed over.
Well, and if you're at the game listening to us or watching it on the peakofohio.com/live, such a difference from the Indian Lake to Bellefontaine jerseys. The Indian Lake's pretty easy. Here is Fogan again. And he dances for a first down. Right between the guards, first down to the 29-yard line. And Don talks about conditioning, not just physical conditioning, but if you're Indian Lake, you've played hard, but you just have not been able to dent that scoreboard yet.
Well, the problem for the Lakers is their defense has been on the field a lot in the second half. You can tell, just look at the hands on the hips. And this is where Bellefontaine should be feeling it a little bit. Nothing's better as an offensive lineman in this situation of the game when you got the lead and the defense is starting to suck air a little bit.
Moore in shotgun again, wing to the left. Low snap. Good job by Moore to scoop it up. And Moore then goes into the secondary with authority and gets the first. Well, it's going to be really close to the first down marker. They will say he did not get there. I thought the way he finished his run, he did, but the knee may have been down. It will be placed down at the Bellefontaine 38. 2nd and 1 coming up.
Supposed to be a read option, but the low snap kind of made up his mind for him. And
new center
nice.
This year, Connor Rose, a senior, who's really, I think, played a pretty good game.
Yeah, he has played a pretty good game. He's not the heaviest guy, but he's a tall guy. I think the whole offensive line has represented themselves well.
I agree. Here comes Fogan. He dances forward to the 40, and it's first down.
Anytime you say something like that, a guy's bound to miss a block, and that just happened. But he got the first down.
Yep. Both
Not
teams.
Connor Rose, but the offensive line missed a block.
First down at the Bellefontaine 40. Chiefs in front 20-0. 6:15 to go in the game.
You know, talking to Coach Brown coming into the season, that was his biggest worry, was that offensive line. And in high school football, there's nothing more difficult than replacing all 5 starters on the offensive line.
And it takes time. You have to get that cohesion. Play clock's down to 3. Moore gets the snap. Gives it to Fogan. Fogan's got a little bit of a lane. Looks to cut it outside. Still on his feet. Down the far sidelines and cut out of bounds. Right by the out of bounds stripe at the Indian Lake 48. We're starting to see some of the flashes that Don talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, that was a nice little move right there I was just waiting for it. I needed my first shimmy shake of the year, and there it is. Bam!
He's got that shimmy shake.
It's officially football season now.
He does.
Tips gave a shimmy shake.
He acted like he was going to go inside and bounce it outside.
I think he's got all the tools.
He does. This drive started at the Bellefontaine 5-yard line. Here comes Moore. And Moore will be brought down by Jackson. A couple of other defenders, but it's a gain of 7.
I tell you what, if you're Bellefontaine's coaches, there's a lot you got to like about what you're seeing tonight. The offensive line, which was a big question mark. The play of Moore at quarterback. And then, like you said, Bill, probably the most maligned area on the team last year was the defensive secondary, and they have been tough today against the pass.
5 minutes to go. Indian Lake burns a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 5 minutes remaining in the football game on the Steve Austin's Auto Group High School football scoreboard. Bellefontaine 20, Indian Lake nothing. More after this on 107.3 The Drive and peakofohio.com. Oh, weatherman. All right. Weatherman West Dodd says nothing on radar, sir.
Could just be my eyes. I'm old, Bill. And decrepit. Much more decrepit than old, I might add.
Indian Lake burns a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Welcome back to AccuSports Stadium. 5 minutes to go in the football game here on 107.3 The Drive. Bellefontaine 20, Indian Lake nothing. 2nd and 3 for the Chiefs. And it will be Moore again. Not much there, maybe a yard. 3rd and 3 coming up. Redding makes the play from that defensive line spot.
Bellefontaine's in no hurry right now. Offensive coach is taking the play clock all the way down.
3rd and 3 coming up. 3rd and 2 we'll call it. Just outside the Indian Lake 40. Play clock is at 5. Moore in shotgun. Play clock is at 1. And timeout called by Coach Brown.
Nope.
Oh, they throw a flag anyways by the back judge. I think that one will probably be waved off.
They took it literally all the way down.
Chiefs take a timeout. We'll keep it here on 107.3 The Drive, Bellefontaine, and peakofohio.com. 4:12 to go in the game. Fast-moving game. Bellefontaine leads it 20-0. And I know, Don, you've said a lot of things you've liked out of Bellefontaine. A lot of new faces, all new offensive linemen. And And you talked about the defensive backfield. That to me is probably the biggest improvement from last year.
Yeah, the defensive backfields look good. Really, you think about the offense, it's really an all-new backfield. New quarterback, new tailback, 2 new tailbacks, new wingback, and all the offensive linemen. There's a lot of new faces out there, but I think that, kudos to the coaching staff for getting them ready to play, and for the most part, pretty error-free. Bellefontaine hasn't had they had the 1 turnover late just on the long throw.
Right before halftime. Yeah.
But, they've only been penalized 3 times tonight for 25 yards and only 1 15-yarder. So I think a good disciplined opener for the Chiefs.
3rd and 2 coming up at the Indian Lake 41 after that Chieftain timeout. Chiefs in front 20-0. And the running back trying to slip out of a tackle, and it won't happen. It's one of our Dairy Queen Blizzard Blitz sacks of the night. He on a running play that was blown up, a loss of about 6. 4th and 8 coming up for Bellefontaine. Here comes the punt team with 3:55 to go in the game. That one was a jailbreak.
Yeah, that wasn't blocked real well. Looking to see if Indian Lake's going to take a timeout. They're going to let Bellefontaine take it all the way down. Wouldn't be surprised, Bill, Coach Brown lets this run all the way out again and takes a timeout.
It's not standing by the official.
That's usually a good indicator.
Moore's ready. Play clock's at 2. Slow snap. He gets the protection he needs, though, and gets off a good one towards the near side and will roll out of bounds on that near side. Bounce out of bounds at around the Indian Lake 20-yard line.
All right, here we go. 3:19 left. Down 20. You got to be chucking.
Yeah, got to throw the football. Here's one for you. Favorite in the CBC Kenton Trail?
I'm going to have to say Jonathan Alder.
Okay. I would say them or London, but
there's some good games coming in that conference. But I think you look at the dark horses. Obviously, London and Alder are going to be the favorites. I think you look at the dark horses being probably Bellefontaine and Shawnee, and then there's the Kenton Ridge and Tecumseh.
Worcester throws out in the flat, incomplete. He undershot Mefford at the 25. 3:16 to go in the game.
I think for all the reasons we've talked about tonight, Bellefontaine's the great unknown in the league right now. A lot of the skilled positions are new, new coaching staff. So looks solid tonight, though.
Jeremiah Viansky, the defensive coordinator right now. I know you bring this up in our previous broadcasts over the years. Those defensive coordinators, they want the shutout at this point. Here comes a blitz. Worcester has pressure, throws, and his receiver makes the catch. It is swung down for no gain. Good pursuit that time by Bellefontaine.
Well, let me tell you something. When your head coach is the former defensive coordinator, that guy wants it too. It's not just the defensive coordinator in this
true. This is true.
Not only that, but, if as a football team you set goals each week, and that's always the number one goal is to not allow any points. So, Bellefontaine's still rolling with their starters here. There's no substitution, so.
Was the play of the game the block punt?
Absolutely.
Okay. Play clock down to 5. Mefford in motion. Worcester lost the snap, picked it up, has pressure coming, throws, and it's incomplete on the near side. Timing was off on that one after he dropped the snap. 2:27 remaining in the game. Bellefontaine up 20-0.
Yeah, because I think the punt, not only was it a block punt, which is just probably one of the more emotional plays in football, but it's a block punt that you end up getting the ball at the 3. So
yeah,
just in a matter of 3 plays, you not only turn it over, but you add a score. So. It was a great play by Eli Moore to come off the edge like that.
Yeah. 4th and 10. Worcester gets it away. Low punt. Chiefs do have a guy back, but they will just let the ball bounce. Over to the Bellefontaine 42. That's where Indian Lake will touch it up. 2:18 remaining in the game. Bellefontaine up 20-0. Chiefs next week at Springfield Shawnee. Indian Lake will host North Union.
Maybe some substitutions now, Bill. Yep. Nope. Still got the starters in.
Moore still in there at shotgun. Fogan off to his left. Chiefs in front 20-0, trying to massage the clock. It'll be Fogan. Fogan dancing. Fogan spins out of a couple of tackles. Fogan still on his feet, cut down at the 42. He's got that elusiveness. He almost popped it.
Boy, he's going to be fun to watch for 4 years.
If you're on the Bellefontaine side, yes. If you're the opponent, no dice.
I mean, he's obviously not as tall as this guy, but he's got a little Eric Dickerson about him. That he kind of runs a little straight up and down.